This is Speedrunning, one of Minecraft's toughest challenges. This is my story on how I beat it in under 30 minutes. Speedrunning has always been fascinating to me, that only the best in the game could do. I always looked up to these types of people that could beat the game in ridiculously fast times, and after years of watching these creators, I finally want to try it out myself. So, to know how good I am at the game in the first place, I had to start my first ever world. So with the world loaded, and then I chopped down a tree, got myself some cobblestone, make some basic tools. Somehow I found a shipwreck, got myself iron in it, and crafted the iron into a bucket and a pickaxe. I then went into a massacre. I killed every single passive mob inside. I left no one behind. I somehow then found a room with portal, got some extra stuff, and then started working on my speed portal. And we're not gonna talk about how bad it was. Yes, we're not. Hey, it's my first ever world. I'm still learning, okay? You need to give me a break, guys. After building my 10 out of 10 speed portal, I went into the nether. I immediately spotted the fortress, but I knew getting into a bastion first is the intended method, since most of the speedrunners I watched did that. But I found these two skeletons and wanted them to fight, because that's kind of fun. And somehow I managed to spot a bastion in the corner of my eye, so I immediately went to it and tried to route it. But as expected, I died, since it was my first ever run. To say the least, that was pretty bad, and I even played with the wrong mods installed as well. So, after installing the correct mods and going to YouTube to learn how to speedrun, these Ruckraft videos showed up covering everything. I'll try to link all the videos and word download in the description, and the subscribe button's right there. Please click on it, it would be highly appreciated. Moving on from that shameless plugin, I learned the following. Beating the game needed primarily two items, ender pearls and blaze rods, for us to access the end. So in order for us to get these items, speedrunners conveniently split this journey into three main parts: so the overworld, the nether, and the end. In the overworld, I need to find a structure housing three core items: iron, food, and building blocks, and planks technically. So far I need at least 7 iron to craft a bucket, iron pickaxe, and flint and steel. These items are crucial in helping me throughout the run. These structures could come in various forms, like a village where you can kill the iron golem to make a pickaxe and trade with villagers to get a bucket. And that's what I mainly practiced, since it was easier out with the rest of these structures. But you could still loot shipwrecks getting the chests in it, or get the loot in the desert temples, and even mapless buried treasure chests. And be ready to make a nether portal, either by using a lava lake or magma ravine. After doing that, just make sure to get a lava bucket, since you can't use water in the nether. The nether, a place filled with lava pools, mobs trying to constantly kill you, and most importantly, two structures, also filled with mobs trying to constantly kill you. The moment you enter the nether, you need to scan your area for bastion, our first structure. To do this, why do we need a bastion? Well, dear viewer who's also grey and dumb for some reason. Sorry, Mersap, I don't mean to call you dumb, kinda. So speedrunners realized that trading gold with piglins could give you ender pearls, and if done right, it could be faster than killing endermen, which was the old method to get ender pearls, but the chance of getting them from piglins is a bit low. Here I am in a testing world trying to get some piglins right here. Boom. Okay, obsidian. Strength, thank you. Please, I need some ender pearls here. Okay, yeah. All of you guys, please. Yo, finally, ender pearls. Yeah, so trading copious amount of gold with piglins is the way to go. So dear viewers, let me ask you this. Do you know a structure that has a bunch of piglins and gold in a small amount of space? Yes, it's a bastion, it's a verb, slim bastion. The one thing about bastions is that they contain tons of entities, and the F3 screen could give us tons of information, and for some reason there's this thing where it also tells the amount of entities on your screen. So detecting a bastion is as simple as lowering your FOV in order to lower your screen size, then scanning your area until this number right here spikes to more than 30, which means there's a bastion in that direction. After finding the bastion, you need to identify which type it is. There are 4 different types of bastions: housing, stable, treasure, and bridge. After identifying which type it is, you need to collect the gold blocks and barter them with the piglins to get the following items. Well, routing the bastion is easier said than done. Bastions could be super brutal. The same bastion could have different variants as well. For example, in a stables bastion, you could get a good gap, which is 1 block wide, or a bad gap, which is 2 blocks wide. In a good gap, I would know that there's gonna be gold blocks right here, and here. Or in the bad gap, I know there's gonna be a single chest. Or for example, if there's 2 gaps right here, then it means it's a stable bastion. But if it's 3 blocks wide, then I know it's a housing bastion. Knowing these small differences is important to plan ahead what my next move is and how to route a bastion, which is why the next step after finding the bastion is always to identify it. Then we need to head to the fortress, which is done by using some pie chart wizardry and random distance confusion. Then you have to go into all adjacent chunks to know what general direction it is. Traversing the nether is also way harder than I previously thought. Looking at speedrunners for several years now, I thought this would be the easy part about the nether, getting from both structures. Oh boy, was I wrong. Traversing the nether is something you just have to get better at over time, but generally speaking, going up frees up some good amount of space to travel around. Then, at the nether fortress, there's one thing you must do: kill blazes. Once we get 6 blaze rods, we need to head back to the overworld to throw 2 eyes of ender to triangulate the location of the stronghold. Most speedrunners use an external calculator called Ninja Brainbot to locate where the coordinates of the stronghold is, which is somehow totally legal. And as you can see, here's the stronghold. If you got 10 more pieces of obsidian, you can head back to the nether to build a new portal where the calculator said the stronghold should be at, since it is faster because 8 blocks in the overworld is 1 block in the nether. In theory, going back to the nether should make the trip 8 times faster than going through the overworld. And if you don't have extra pieces of obsidian, you have to go in the overworld. After all of that, we're in the home stretch. Open the end portal, get to the dragon fountains and set it up. Craft this stringed wool then into beds, which we're gonna use as explosives. It's perching, ender pearl to the fountain, place the bed and explode it. And that's how we slay the ender dragon. Even killing the dragon needed technique like good timing and precision, since you need to align the inner head of the dragon hitbox with the pillow of the bed. So I downloaded this map that helps you with killing the dragon somewhat easy, and after dozens of attempts I managed to average around 6 berries, which is decent for what I'm going for. After hours of practice and hundreds of seed reset, this happened. I spawned into this world and immediately spotted a savannah village next to me. I got all the items and tools I needed from there, and then I dug straight down to find a lava, and I entered the nether at around the 6-minute mark. I then spotted the bastion using my E counter and immediately went into that direction. After 3 minutes, I got into the bastion, and I knew it was a housing bastion since there was a chest in the middle of it. I traded with the piglins and then looted the chest. Afterward, I detected the fortress, which was 24 chunks away. I left the bastion at the 30-minute marker, then chugged some pearls to get to the fortress faster, and I got into the fortress at around the 40-minute marker. Somehow, the first 6 blazes all dropped blaze rods, which is really lucky, but when I measured the stronghold's location, one of my eye broke, so I had to go back to the nether to get another blaze rod. Sadly, I didn't have enough obsidian to go back to the nether to build a new portal, so and it is. After 9 minutes of ruthless walking, I got to the stronghold, crafted all of my beds and activated the portal. My heart was beating. I didn't have any ender pearl left, so I had to walk to the fountain. After I got to the fountain, I set it up. I waited patiently for the dragon to perch. My nerves began to increase slowly but surely. I tried to get myself an ender pearl, but sadly wasn't lucky enough to get one, so I had to stay near the fountain. It finally perched. Run 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It took me 5 bets to kill it. My first ever speedrun. I was proud of myself, to say the least, and I wanted to celebrate my achievements with my friends. But what happens next is shocking. Well, I can't pass up a good challenge now, do I? Because my friend challenged me to get a speedrun in under 30 minutes. On the 5th day, I wanted to refine my bastion route, since the amount of deaths that happens there is a bit embarrassing, not gonna lie. After that, I went back to speedrunning random worlds, but sadly I did die in almost all of them. The next day wasn't any better. This day was a tough day, to say the least. Failure after failure after failure after failure. I've got to my lowest point. I began to doubt myself if I could ever do it. If I could ever achieve a sub 31. Day 7. This day was a day of reflection on why I'm doing this in the first place. Well, I'm doing this because I looked up to people and wanted to have fun, not put myself down. Shouldn't I be more hopeful that I will actually get a sub 30 run? And every time I died, I've learned something. It wasn't a setback, it was actually a lesson in order for me to get better at the game. For example, to when you should pillar up when the dragon throws a fire charge at you, or getting faster when looking for a bastion to not get burned by the lava again. And you know what? Since I started my journey and now, I've got a lot better, I've got faster, more precise. I should look forward that will actually achieve a sub 31. I'm gonna reset for one more time. I will be hopeful. And most importantly, I will have fun.
I'm gonna get that on. I'm gonna get the on. So, let's watch.
I started this world with hope that I will achieve what I wanted to achieve. And instantly, I spotted a village, so I went directly to it. I chopped down some wood, crafted that wood into a crafting table, then into a wooden pickaxe. Got some cobblestone using the wooden pickaxe. Made a stone axe and then got wood again for the entire run. I killed the iron golem. Crafted an iron pickaxe and a barrel. I was locked in. I knew everything that I needed to do. After placing the barrel down, I went around to find some havens to get some emeralds and food, to get a water bottle. Went down to the bottom of the world and found a lava pool. Built the nether portal, and I can't really not get these diamonds, can I? Finally, I got into the nether. I immediately started searching around for a bastion. And then I slowly made my way into it. Then I found the skeleton. I wanted to kill it using the zombie pigment because that would be kind of funny, but he actually shot me. Okay, so I got mad at him and just left him be because it's a speedrun. But luckily I found another skeleton and it somehow shot the piglins. After that I became fulfilled, like for real. At around the 10-minute marker, I made my way to the bastion. Straight away, I noticed that it was a treasure bastion, so I went up, made the piglin hole, and collected the gold blocks. I managed to get even more piglins. Just any mistake and the run would be over. I needed to lock in and stay focused. I started looting the rest of the chests from arrows, obsidian, and string. Finally got the rest of the gold blocks to barter them with the piglins. I went to the bottom of the treasure to make this corner so I can locate the fortress's general direction. Finally, we're done from the bastion. After the most stressful part of the nether, I just need to make sure to make some good decisions on my way to the fort. I did throw a couple of good ender pearls and continued my journey to the fortress. Sadly, I did throw a bad ender pearl, but luckily enough, I did drink the fire resistance potion not too long ago, so nothing of that I can't really recover. And we're actually at the nether fortress. First, the blaze dropped a blaze rod, but the second and third didn't. And eventually I did find the blaze spawner. The first blaze didn't drop anything, but the second did drop, and then the third did actually drop as well. So the rates aren't that bad, they are actually just average. I then built the nether so I could overlap two things, building the nether portal and killing the blazes. And we're off to the overworld, which was a bad play from my end, especially that I didn't have enough obsidian to build another portal, so I headed back to the nether, got myself the last blaze rods that I need, started going to the strongholds location. I didn't even realize that I had the diamond pickaxe. Oh my god, what am I doing? And we're actually off to the stronghold with all the materials we need from the nether. I threw a couple ender pearls to get there faster and then dug straight down into the stronghold. When I got into the stronghold, I went into a random direction and luckily enough, I found the portal room. Now, the only thing standing in my way is the ender dragon. I have to win, and it has to perch. I ender pearl to the fountain, set it up. All I have to do now is wait until the dragon perches. I was nervous, to say the least. I crafted my explosives. Sadly, it did damage me a couple of times. I needed to not get damaged again so I could actually one-cycle it. After waiting around for what seemed like ages, the dragon finally perched. I've been waiting to say this line for ages now. I hope you enjoyed the one cycle.
Sub 30. Oh my god, oh my god. Sub 30, finally, finally. Oh my god, oh my god. I gotta give a speech now, don't I? Okay. Even though I struggled for quite a bit, even though I died a lot of times, but I actually put my mind into this and I achieved what I wanted to achieve. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. It took countless times. It took over 600 times to achieve a sub 30-minute timer.
My speedrunning journey has just begun. I still got lots of things to learn. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want, you can watch my proudest video ever yet, where I built a castle for my friend. The entire run is right here on screen on my second channel. Quick shout out for the speedrunning community, especially the ones on screen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.